Hey guys, Jengar here. We've got a dev server for the new patch, and we've got a lot of added planes, although there is quite a bit of copy pasting going on there. But still, there's new planes, we can't complain. Most of them, of course, are jets. Again, they are working on the jet lines, and we're continuing this development, and some nations don't have anything, but most nations have some nice additions. To start off with the USA, they have this A7D Corsair right here, and it's a pretty good looking plane. It sits in the bomber line. Where is it? Or actually, that's not the bomber line, that's the attacker line. I'm confused with the Buccaneer, the British new plane, which sits in the bomber line, but the A7D Corsair 2 sits here right before the area. So a good place, 9.7 battle rating. This plane can take a shit ton of armament, but first, armor protection. There is armor protection. It is actually quite a nice thickness, but there's gaps and holes in there, so it's not full protection. But still, it's better than nothing, right? A little bit of survivability while you go for it. We have a 20mm M60 minigun with 1,000 rounds, which is a nice ammo load, and you have lots of options. I picked this option for now with actual AIM 9J Sidewinder missiles and 24 500-pound bombs. That is a massive load. You have so much options that well, you can change this stuff to your heart's content, whatever suits your needs. Mighty Mouse missiles, big bombs, small bombs, extra gun pods, 20mm gun pods, 30mm gun pods. There is all kinds of stuff that you can do on this thing. It has flares as well, so survivability there. You can use it as a gunship then with the extra cannons and Sidewinder AIM 9Js, like I said, or you can put a shitload of ordnance on it and go ground pounding. 9.7 battle rating for now as it sits. Looks quite nice with the top speed and all. I think this could be an interesting plane. 120 flares, by the way, so pretty nice. Another addition for the Americans is the F-84F with the swiped wingtips, or how do you call them? They are that looks very nice and will improve the performance, of course. We had the same thing with the late design of the Me-262s for the Germans back in the war, but it was only a design, I believe, with this even more swept wings than the ones that are in game, or the ones that were actually developed. But this looks awesome compared to this, for example. And it can make a big difference. This plane is the one that's copy paste around. It is an 8.7 battle rating, and this one sits right here in the attacker line. After the F3D1, by the way, it is not here with the rest of the F-84s. It sits alone here because, of course, well, I'm actually not sure. Because these planes have ordnance as well. So, yeah, they could be in the ground attacking line as well. Interesting choice and placement for this stuff. But it's a good full battle rating above the 84G. And, well, it has the same kind of options with ground attacking wise. You have some armor for the pilot, but that's very little. The machine guns in front and in the base of the wings, and then we of course have the options. They're not extensive, they're less actually than the 84G, but there's some options there: bombs, rockets, and a fantastic plane that probably will have better performance and better maneuverability with these swept wings. That is awesome. So, two nice additions for the Americans. That's it for now. For the Americans, we move on to the Germans. And the Germans have one new addition. Sits right here after the big gun Me-262. You have the F-84F for the Germans. And well, you're gonna find no surprise how often we're gonna see this plane, but same kind of options here. It's exactly the same for the options and for the protection, and of course the guns are placed exactly the same. It's just exactly the same plane. It looks good, although this is not my favorite skin of the ones that were added. But still, the Germans got something new. That's always nice. Now, the USSR has nothing new as of yet. They may wait to add this until later, but unfortunately they have nothing at the moment. Moving on to the Great Britain tree, we have this beast, the Buccaneer S2. Looks beastly. It sits right here as a first rank 6 bomber for the Brits. Awesome. And this thing can take a shit ton of ordnance as well. Decent looking speed, turn time and rate of climb. We'll have to check that out, how that's gonna perform. There is no armor protection on this plane. Apparently the air brake is in here. It's gonna split apart. I'm very interested to see how that looks in game. Got a nice little tail there. Actually, it looks kind of freakish, but who am I? It has the same pointy end as it has a pointy nose. But anyway, let's go to the X-ray. You have 2 engines. That is looking quite good. You have radar. And well, you have ordnance. You do have the option to pick out some missiles. They are not the greatest missiles in the world though. They are AIM-9Bs, and those are limited of course. For the rest, there is a shit ton of ground attacking options with rockets, other rockets, bullpups, bombs, small bombs, big bombs, and the AIM-9Bs, which are of course debatable in their use, but still you have something to shoot back at people. And the plane doesn't have any guns though. There is that, and that is unfortunate. Could have placed something here or here, but this is purely a bomber with some missile options, and but there is a lot there to choose from, and we'll see how she performs. There is no gun pot, no nothing. It's probably gonna be painful. It does have flares though, and it has 72 flares. Not as much as the Corsair, but still, it is quite nice to have them flares. They're gonna be important for your survival. It has a 9.3 battle rating, so it will not be facing top tier. And maybe, if we're a bit lucky, you get down tiers most of the time. But we'll see about that. But the plane looks good. It's a great design, and you have a lot of options with this plane when it comes to ground pounding. So there is that. A second edition is a premium Hornet, which sits in rank 4 right here, 5.7 battle rating. It's the Mark 1 compared to the Mark 3. It has no apparent differences in the stat card or in the setup that the plane has. It has the 4 20mm Hispano Mark 5 cannons, 190 rounds, pretty decent. And it does have some bomb and rocket combinations. But this is a fantastic climbing plane with an air start that can do a lot of good. I think the aim is to provide a heavy fighter here with some, you know, something different compared to the premiums they have right now. The Wyvern, the MB5 and a lot of Spitfires. This Hornet provides something different, a heavier plane that with this reward system can net you a lot of enjoy. But I don't see any differences from the Hornet Mark III, so not sure what the aim is, except providing another premium. But it is an interesting plane that can climb like a beast, and with the air start you will be above everybody. It's quite fast as well. So with 4 cannons, it's a great plane. So interesting that they added it. Japan, we move on to Japan. Japan has nothing new, unfortunately, right now. So for the first dev server, Japan remains empty, sad, and they will cry, unfortunately. China has also nothing except this little thing, which reminded me of the BB1 or the SU2s, but it looks a little bit different. The gunner setup is a little bit different. The rear section here is a little bit different. So maybe it has no relation to those planes, but that's the first thing this thing reminded me of. Well, it's an attacker. You do have a few options. It's very limited with 250 and a 500-pound bomb. And well, yeah, it's a limited plane, early tier plane. So they can, with the Hornet, they can say, we added some props. Yes, it happened. It's just very limited, isn't it? I don't think the World War I planes are going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. So yeah, China was sent into the woods with this early plane. Something. At least it's something. More stuff may be added in more dev servers as they come along. Now we move on to the Italians, and I love this skin, by the way. This is one nice looking F-84F. For the rest, it has the same options as for ground attacking as the other ones have. So yeah, copy paste. Here we go. Everybody gets an F-84F. But fine, it looks good. In the tree, it is behind the F-84G. They did do that because the Italian one is already in the attacker line. Not somewhere else like the Americans, where they are in one of the fighter lines. Maybe they will be moved one day, who knows. But the Italians do get a new plane. Nice. The French are graced by 2 new F-84Fs. Yeah, you don't believe it, but it is true. This is the premium one, and it's a Israeli F-84F with, again, the same kind of options as the other ones. You can take a few heavy bombs, a few less heavy bombs, a bunch of HVAR rockets, but main thing that it's a fighter, of course, and it has the premium rewards in it. It's nice for the French to have this edition because it only had one rank 5 premium. It now has 2. 8.7 battle rating is a full battle rating again above the G's, which is fine. Gotta love the French line. It's nice. Although I prefer other ones more, the Italian line as well. But these F-84Fs, here we have the regular one. Skin is it's interesting, but less good than the Italian one and the premium French one, in my humble opinion. Of course, tastes differ, so maybe somebody likes this more. It is not a bad skin either, by the way. Yeah, this one sits with the 2,000-pound bombs, 2 of them. They are huge on this plane. Wonder if we can get it off the ground this way, but it reduces the climb rate by half, almost. That's awesome. Logical, of course. But 2 F-84Fs for the French. 8.7 battle rating, both of them. And it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to show you the details on this one, because you've seen a few already. I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something, right? I think 5. Yeah, the Germans have it too. Yeah, some 5 F-84Fs. Oh well. We move on to Sweden. And they have two Saabs 105Gs, or 1G and one Saab 105. I cannot speak Swedish, but that is an interesting thing there. Maybe you guys can pronounce that better than me, or some of the Swedes we have around here. I love this thing, the SK60B, of course, and now we have it as the Saab 105G 8.0 battle rating, a little bit higher, both of them. Now, this one has missiles, RB-24J air-to-air missiles, J. If that has 20 Gs, yes, that's probably the AIM 9G in Swedish Swedish designation. We have a lot of ground pounding options. We have ground pounding options with extra 30mm cannons. We have 2 missiles. We have missiles with bombs. You can do all kinds of stuff with this thing. Rockets with the guns. Very nice. But I like it that this one has missile option. Not in combination with the gun pods though. That is reserved, of course, for the premium one. This is gonna be awesome. I am already looking forward to display. This looks cool, doesn't it? I like this. I like this thing. I loved it at 7.3. Of course, might be a little too strong there. Maybe 7.7. But this, with missiles and the gun pods, is gonna be a good time. Good times. Absolutely. We have a little bit different setups here for this plane. A little bit less options, but I think there's plenty to choose from still. I'm gonna like this option, I'm pretty sure. Air to air with this thing, man. And we're gonna go, let's check, what's the 25.7 still? And what was it on the other one? 23. But that's not a huge difference. At 8.0 it's probably gonna outturn most things. Has a much better climb rate as well. And much better speed, so it's gonna be a very interesting competitive plane, these Saabs 105. And this one with missiles and gun pods. Oh, whew, I'm gonna fly this one as one of the first, I'm pretty sure. Although the Corsair looks interesting as well, but this is gonna be fun, and we have 2 of them, so that is just awesome. Different skin as well. This one just it's gonna be more limited. You're gonna either take the guns or you're gonna take these missiles, and limits this plane a little bit. But this Saab is gonna be such a tempting offer. Definitely gonna buy that one. It's gonna be so much better than the J29D. Ooh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let's call it Swedish air. Anyway, guys, this is what it was for now on this dev server. There's plenty of options. I'm gonna try to look at a few planes individually, but I'm gonna bring out this overview first, and I'm gonna see what I have time for. Maybe I'll release it tomorrow, maybe later tonight. We will see. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.